Okay, now.
You can switch back to your presentation file.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, you're good. And I'll end this.
Okay. Well, Bula, everyone, and welcome to our first Wanderlust Wednesday. This is very exciting for us at Ocean First. We've never done this before, so please bear with us on any technical things that could possibly go wrong, but I don't think so. I have a really good feeling about this. But today what we're focusing on is a really exciting new adventure that we have on our calendar for this coming July 2021. And that is to do a kind of an exploratory journey to a part of Fiji that is very infrequently traveled. And so we're very, very excited about this. There's nothing more than we love at Ocean First than to embark on new adventures and ideally places that others have not gone before. So it's very exciting for us. But before we get into our presentation this evening, I wanted to share with everyone some things that are going on at the shop. Those of you who know Ocean First well know that we always have a lot going on, even during this strange time that we're in. That doesn't mean that we don't have a lot going on. We just get more creative, and we have a lot of stuff going on to share with you. First, I wanted to let everyone know that we have a special going on through the end of the year for our continuing education courses. This is a buy one, get one. And so basically any course that you take that is a continuing education course above open water, you would get a course of the same kind of family of courses, 2 for 1. So it's a great deal. And it's always a great time to start looking at some of our courses. We'll be talking a little bit more in the presentation about a lot of the marine ecology courses, and that's a great way to kind of get even more for your money and increase your education. We also have our annual food drive. That is something that we like to do at this time of year. So if you have some time to stop by your local grocery store and bring by some canned and boxed goods for our canned food drive, we have a collection bin in our front foyer at the shop. And it was something we really love to do for our community, show our support, especially in these difficult times for a lot of people. And then last but not least, this is a save the date. Those of you who have been part of our Ocean First family for a long time know that every holiday season, we have our customer appreciation party. This year it is going to be a little bit different, just based off of the COVID situation. Unfortunately, we cannot have our big party that we typically do, but we're going to do it virtually. And we are pros at Ocean First at making every virtual experience as close to the real thing as can possibly be. And we also will be doing our annual fun design for our pint glasses. So those of you who have 10, 12 of those in your cabinet, you will get one more this year. And let me tell you, the design is amazing. So with all of that, I want to get started with our presentation tonight. And I don't know if you had noticed, but I had greeted you all with the word bula, which is a greeting in Fijian. It means hello, welcome. And when you arrive in Fiji, probably the first thing you'll notice is how warm the people are there. They are the friendliest people you probably ever will meet, and they will greet you warmly with this bula greeting, and it's just a really wonderful thing. So you'll hear that quite frequently. So what we're going to be talking about this evening is this really exciting adventure. It is kind of a mix of some exploratory dive sites with the added bonus of the possibility of seeing and snorkeling with humpback whales. So let's get started. Let's see where we're going. So as you can see, this looks like a dreadful destination. Beautiful blue water, turquoise seas, just absolutely idyllic. And that's what you can look forward to in Fiji. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So this map here just shows two areas together. One is to the left is the Fijian Islands, and you will see that the Lao group, which is where this trip is focused, is the far easternmost part of Fiji. It's practically Tonga, which is what the next little map off to the right shows, how close in proximity the Lao group in particular is to the Kingdom of Tonga. And that is why this is such a special trip. First of all, very few people have ever gone diving in the Lao group. It is far, so it takes some time to get there, which is why we are chartering one of the most sought after liveaboards in the world, the Naya. Absolutely gorgeous, one of the best. And you need to have some transport to be able to get you to these faraway destinations. So you're out in the back of beyond in Fiji. And one of the reasons this is such a special trip is that every winter, the humpback whales are migrating to these warm tropical waters to give birth to their young. So we have really a very unique potential for seeing some really amazing encounters, not just the amazing diving that Fiji is world famous for, but also an additional special treat of the very real possibility of encountering humpback whales with babies on your journey. So this gives you a little idea of what the Naya is like. It's a beautiful boat. It is the only boat in the Naya fleet. It is not a franchise like Aggressor Fleet or Explorer Ventures or any of those others. This is the only boat that they have, so this is their baby. And they are, their hospitality is second to none. As you can see, the cabins are spacious and luxurious. The food is incredible, and the level of customer service and attention to detail is second to none. Really one of the most sought after liveaboards in the world, and only operates in Fiji. The Naya used to be able to travel to Tonga for humpback whale charters in the same time of year, July, August, and September. But there were some changes with the local government in Tonga, and unfortunately the Naya is no longer able to operate there. So they have shifted their operation to this exploratory mission in the Lao group, which is very exciting for us to be able to take part in that special expedition. So Fiji, gosh, I don't even know how to really describe how good the diving is. It's not good, it's great diving. The colors, Fiji is renowned for an explosion of soft corals, all of the different colors that you can see, all of the jewel tones, the oranges, the magentas, the purples, the lavenders, everything is just absolutely fantastic. There's nothing really quite like it in the world. And to go along with that, you see the beautiful reef fish. This is an anthias. I'm not exactly sure which kind. I probably should take the fish ID course from our very own Kathy Christopher, and I might know what that fish was. So I'll have to make a note of that. But you can see how the colors kind of match up with the gorgeous reefs. And one of the things that Fiji is so famous for is there does tend to be a little bit of current every so often, but the soft corals love that current. They take that water in and they fill up like big, beautiful, colorful, almost like trees. And you can see how exquisite those colors are. So something very, very special to find in the South Pacific. This is just another example of what you can see in this beautiful part of the world. The soft corals, all of the little orange fish. There's another species of anthias that are plankton feeders. They come up off of the reef when the current is flowing and pick the plankton out of the water flow. And you can see all of the beautiful illumination of those corals. These two little fish off on the right that are kind of hiding in more than likely a gorgonian coral of some sort. Those are ornate ghost pipefish. The larger one is the female, the smaller one in the back is the male, and they're probably one of the most sought after small reef fish in just the world of diving. And you will only find them in the Indo-Pacific region, and they will typically blend in or find a background where they can be well camouflaged. So you can see this particular variation has that beautiful red and orange and yellow coloration that blends in perfectly with its background. But you'll see ornate ghost pipefish that are black, red, yellow, white, some with a little bit of green, and there's a lot of different species of ornate ghost pipefish. So definitely something. It takes a keen eye to find those, but with a little bit of patience and a really good dive guide, you'll be able to see those yourself. And then, of course, there's the big animals. Fiji is one of the best places to see the beautiful oceanic manta rays, huge animals that are so gracious or graceful and majestic. And the big reef shark that you see up above, cruising through this beautiful area. This large school of fish that we see here, those are horse-eyed jacks that you will see in these enormous schools of thousands of them, like almost like an unending stream or river of fish. Absolutely exquisite, and a perfect, if you're into photography, once you kind of pull away from some of the macro shots, like the smaller fish that we were seeing in previous slides, you get into some of these larger pelagics, and now we're needing a wide angle lens. So, hopefully you have a camera Sherpa with you. You just never know what you're going to see. But these manta rays, I would say that's probably one of my fondest memories of diving in Fiji. I've been there several times. And the mantas that come out of nowhere typically are coming in for a cleaning service by smaller reef fish. So they'll glide, as you see this one here, glide over the reef with, absolutely perfect position, and will stop and hover over a cleaning station to allow smaller reef fish to kind of work on maybe some parasites that they have where the larger animals can't take care of that themselves. Of course, sharks, everybody loves seeing sharks, a very important part of a healthy, balanced ecosystem in the ocean. And it never ceases to amaze me how beautiful they are. So much to see, and you just never know what is going to happen. You never know how lucky you're going to get. And then, of course, there's the opportunity to see the humpback whales in this area. And this is probably one of the most exciting parts of this particular charter, that there hasn't been a lot of travel to this area. So we know that the humpbacks migrate through this area on their way to Tonga and kind of flip back and forth between the two areas. The distance between the Lau group and Tonga is about 500 kilometers, or just over 300 miles. So it is a far distance, but for whales who are used to traveling thousands of miles, it's really not that far. So it's kind of in the same geographic area. And to be part of an exploratory mission, we're finding where these whales like to hang out and have and a safe sanctuary and have their young is really tremendously exciting. And I am just beyond excited for how wonderful this particular mission is going to be. It's great. So let's take a look, see what we could find on some of these whales. So doesn't look very exciting to me to have a huge humpback breach out of the water like that when you're on a small boat. But this is what happens. This behavior is extremely, it has a purpose. When we see the tail slaps and the fluke slaps, and of course the giant breaches like this, all of this has a purpose for, courting and kind of dominance. And so it's very exciting. And just as a little teaser here, there is a new marine ecology course called Marine Mammals that has just come hot off the press. And this is one of the courses that is included in our exploratory mission next July. So many opportunities for learning and to see what is actually happening when these animals exhibit this really unique behavior. A few more pictures here. We have just some really interesting interactions with the whales. As you can see, the water is really clear. So you have just an amazing opportunity to get kind of this up close and personal experience. All of the encounters with the humpback whales, unless it's just fortuitous while you're on scuba, they will be snorkeling so as to provide respect to the animals, especially when they have their young, to not frighten them and just give them plenty of space and have a more peaceful interaction, which honestly I think is probably the best way to go. So with that in mind, hone up on your free diving skills or hit the shop up for some more information on that particular course, because that could come in very handy to have a prolonged experience with some technique practice on how you can really maximize your encounter with these amazing, amazing animals. And here we have just some more opportunities. You can see how close these creatures will get, especially if they're not feeling threatened. They will actually approach quite closely. And in a couple of slides, actually, this one here up on the top upper left corner, we have a mother and a calf there. So you can see the mother keeps the calf up towards the surface to help encourage breathing and for some added security there as well. But really just some really amazing stuff to look forward to. And here we have another example of a mother with a baby in the back. So just a really extraordinary experience, and nice, clear, warm water as well. So no cold stuff there. Once again, just another amazing opportunity. I mean, I don't even know what I would do if I were to see that. I think it would just be so magnificent to be honored with that experience. Yeah. So who knows? We'll have to see. That's part of the excitement and the mystery when you're going someplace that is new, and you just never know what you're going to find. So just a few more shots here of primarily mothers with their babies. So you can see this one down towards the bottom left corner. That is probably a very newly born calf there, where the mother, as you can see, is supporting with her head. And then just a really touching moment on the opposite, on the right, bottom right there, with that baby as well. So just once again, just referring back to the opportunities for learning on this trip, they are unending. Our particular adventure is being guided by our very own Kathy Christopher, who is our in-house marine biologist and has been instrumental in developing a lot of the marine ecology courses that we have to offer. This newest one, the marine mammal course, that is literally hot off the press, will be kind of the highlight for this particular trip. However, you can see how much variety there is with the experience itself. We have great reef diving, we have manta rays, we have sharks, we have hopefully the great experience with the humpback whales also. So a lot of different opportunities. And honestly, you could take all of the marine ecology courses, perhaps bundle them in with our special that's running through the end of the year, and take all of the courses, and you'll be perfectly suited to know exactly what it is you're seeing. Why do the mantas behave the way that they do? Why are the sharks behaving the way that they do? What is going on with the soft corals when there's no current? Why are they all closed up, and why do they all open when the current starts to flow? So a lot of really exciting opportunities for learning and get properly educated prior to a really exciting adventure. And this is, of course, who doesn't need some beach shots on, a winter's day? I guess it's still fall, but so this just gives you an idea of what topside attractions you can look forward to in the Lau group of islands. There are, let's see, how many? There are 57 islands total in the group. Only 30 of those are inhabited, but there's very few people that live in this part of Fiji due to the remote nature of the location. So to walk on a deserted beach is definitely something that will be part of the itinerary, and to have beautiful sunsets and to just do some kind of personal time is always something to look forward to, and just a really unique opportunity. Nobody travels to this part of Fiji. All the other islands are where all the focus is, and so this is really something that's very exciting. So just to wrap up here, I think this picture kind of says it all. It's everything. It's everything you could ever dream of for an exploratory mission. And you have the great diving with all the color and the reef and the biodiversity. And then you have the opportunity to dive with one of the most exquisite animals in the ocean, or to snorkel with one of the most exquisite animals. So really just a unique opportunity. The trip itself is 10 nights on the Naya on board. And so those are the dates that are listed there. If you would like more information, please reach out to Ocean First, or to reach out to me directly at travel@oceanfirst.blue, and we can get more information for you. We do have limited space on this particular charter, but it is going to be very, very special. And I honestly, I can't say enough about it. And Fiji is actually quite easy to get to. It's just 2 flights. So Denver into ideally probably Los Angeles, and then Los Angeles into Fiji direct. So just 2 flights. So with that, if there are any further questions, I'd be more than happy to answer those for you. We're going to kind of pull away from this at this point and go back into to Facebook and see what we have, and if there's any questions. And incidentally, this is the Fijian winter. So their seasons are reversed from ours based on the fact that they're in the Southern Hemisphere. So this would be the Fijian winter time. Let's see. So if we have any questions, let's see, any questions in there? It looks like we might have had a couple of questions that came into the chat earlier prior to the presentation starting. There were some questions as far as what is the best time of year to be in Fiji. Really, the Fijian season is pretty extensive. However, it is cyclone season starting in November through April. So their seasons, as I just mentioned, are reversed from ours. So our hurricane season is now kind of on the tail end and ending, in theory, though there's been so many this year. But with the Southern Hemisphere, it picks up when we drop off. So it just tends to be more rain. So there's the rest of the year, it tends to be a little bit more stable weather and diving conditions. Let's see, what else do we have? Water temperature, someone had asked about that. The water temperature at this time of year is a bit cooler. It's 75 to about 78, as opposed to the warmer part of the summer, which is what they're getting into right now. So a little bit cooler, but that's good for the larger animals. They actually prefer cooler temperatures as opposed to anything that is pretty toasty and warm. So any other questions? Let's see. Some of the other main attractions in Fiji, as I'd mentioned before, the large pelagics, but really one of the coolest things about Fiji is the culture. The people are so warm and wonderful. They love kids, and they just, especially now, they're just so ready for tourists to come back. It's going to be some time to kind of get things back to normal, but really, I think aside from all the magic of diving and seeing what's below the surface, the people themselves are probably one of Fiji's greatest natural resources. The native language in Fiji is Fijian, and they do also speak English, very widespread, but they do have their own language, and their currency is the Fijian dollar. It is amazing. Yes, Carrie, it is amazing. Let's see, any other questions? If anyone is interested in pursuing the marine ecology courses, the best time to do that is now. There's a lot of them. Gosh, I believe there's 5 or 6, I think is about right. So definitely a lot of opportunity for learning. And like I had mentioned, it's a great time to save on that as well with our special that's going on. But right now is the time to do it. Especially we get into these colder months. There is no pool time required for the ecology courses. And just get in there and learn as much as you can. They are absolutely fantastic. Highly recommended. A favorite memory from a past trip? Gosh, let's see here. So the last time I was in Fiji was in 2015. And probably the best memory that I have there was the manta ray encounters. They came out of nowhere, and it was hit or miss whether we'd see them. And we saw them quite frequently. And so that was probably one of my fondest memories. And then from a prior journey there, several years prior to 15, diving in a little bit of a stronger current on a very famous site called the Great White Wall. It's all filled with lavender-colored soft corals, and the current needs to be running a bit in order for those to really show their full majesty. And they were all just full, and it was just, you couldn't even see any reef. It was all just soft corals, turquoise, kind of lavender color, just exquisite, amazing. How many spots are available on the trip? We just sold 2 last week, and we have 9 total, so math 7? Yeah. So we don't have the full boat. We only took a half charter. Let's see, anything else? Should go. It's great. Fiji's amazing. Let's see what else. So if anything else comes up that I wasn't able to answer, please include them here. We'll be able to go back and check those, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that anybody has. It really is a magical place, and you won't regret it. It's just not possible. It's just fabulous. And you always can reach me at the shop as well. As you can see, I love talking about diving. I can do it all day. Anything else in the chat? Okay, well, Vinaka Vanulevu, that means thank you very much in Fijian. I appreciate everyone's attendance, and any other questions, please don't hesitate to give me a call at the shop. All right, take care.